How do you help them prioritize?
Corporate office, everybody is like, हाँ नहीं औरतों को equal pay नहीं मिलना चाहिए, this that, because वो महीने में 2 बार छुट्टी पक्का लेती है.
The brains are wired differently. I would not like to comment on that.
That needed immediate attention, but if it's a non-flexible Khadu's boss, then obviously you attend him first.
What are the 5 strategies that we can use to cope with stress?
There's delay, discuss, deep breathe, drink water, and
Distract.
Yeah, that's the 5th D.
I understand drink water, discuss,
Deep breathe.
and deep breathe works. But do you not think that delay or distract would lead to procrastination?
Whenever you do employ one of these strategies, one thing that helps is to have a clear goal. So say the goal for my day-to-day is to get, say, a set number of reports done. Say 3 reports and whatever, 1 email interaction that I have to do. Now I only use the delay, debrief, discuss, distract, etc. when I'm having stress in meeting those goals. So as long as your goal is still in front of you, as long as the goal is still concrete, it rarely ever results in procrastination. But yes, if there is anticipatory anxiety and if the goal isn't concrete or you don't know where to begin, then yes, it could serve as a tool for procrastination, because essentially even that is an avoidant coping strategy. That is a way we use to cope with the stress of having to do something. So that is possible.
And I think the best part is it is very, the onus lies on the person also. He needs to know when he has to take a break for de-stress, and he also needs to know when he has to come back to his work and complete the task and get back to his work. There can be reminders set, but yeah, you can try and avoid.
There are apps for that.
Yeah, there are apps, to stop and pause and all.
The apps are great. 3 apps. One is having Notion, having all your work written down on Notion. 2 is having a Pomodoro clock. Ki 45 minutes, nobody will talk to me. Nobody even come in front of me. 45 minutes till my timer does not ring. Nobody talks to me in the office. And the 3rd is Forest. Forest is this app where you can grow trees for each duration that you've worked. Forest, Pomodoro, and Notion.
How do you decide for an individual, especially the one that is under high stress, how do you help them prioritize? They have 20 things to do in a day. 7 of them asked by the boss, 7 of them asked by their immediate person, 3 of them asked by their colleagues.
Wouldn't actually setting or writing down the deadlines, what needs to meet the deadline when. So like if there's something which can be dealt with in 5 minutes, so just writing a mail or sending it to someone urgently. So between my 2 tasks, when I'm taking a break, I can deviate and do this one task which is menial probably, but it will also be quick, or something which is very important but not like given by a superior authority, but the deadline is tomorrow. So I think deadline and the duration will decide the urgency.
I think outcome. What is the consequence of me doing or not doing a task? So yeah, again, it would be like a deadline situation. If not doing something is going to have a consequence that we ideally want to avoid.
The hierarchy of the task should be more important, or the person who's asked to be more important?
Depending on how that person is in that hierarchy. If he's a little flexible, you can give importance to the task at hand, because if he's a sensible guy, he'll know that, okay, that needed immediate attention. But if it's a non-flexible Khadu's boss, then obviously you attend him first.
It has to do with the space you're working in. Like I personally wouldn't prioritize as per hierarchy, but I can't advise the same thing to another person.
I usually divide tasks into 4 quadrants. Urgent and important, urgent but not important, important but not urgent, not urgent, not important.
So yeah, if it's in my boss's also not urgent, not important, then even I won't, put it high on my priority. So that's kind of the outcome.
The next question that comes to mind is different genders dealing with the same stress
in a different way. Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
I think women are more vocal, and they deal with it through communication, any age. They are quick at speaking, but for men, many men are very bottled up. They do not like sharing their emotions, because it's been ingrained into them that talking about your pain and your fears is a sign of weakness. So for men to come out and communicate is difficult, but yeah, there are different coping strategies also for them. Of course, communication still stands number 1, but probably a bro code and probably meeting your guy gang and chatting over post work, golf, playing sport also like de-stresses. Men know what they can do and how to get out of it, but yeah, they can fairly go very unnoticed compared to women.
There is a fundamental difference between the stress that is experienced by a woman and the stress that is experienced by a man. And I'm not saying either one wins, but there is a difference. And that acknowledging that difference is where it begins. You know, in a corporate office, everybody is like, हाँ नहीं, औरतों को equal pay नहीं मिलना चाहिए, this, that. Why? Because वो महीने में 2 बार छुट्टी पक्का लेती है. क्यों ले रही वो छुट्टी? क्योंकि सासू माँ को हॉस्पिटल ले जाने का रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी उनका है, हस्बैंड को कुछ हुआ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी उनका है, बच्चों को कुछ हुआ उनको छुट्टी लेना है. Shoulder the same responsibilities in our society. खाना ये वो, everything gets down to the woman. Apart from that, a lot of times women, they have very emotional means of expressing, which I think even men have very emotional means of expressing. The emotion they use is anger, while women might like sob or like express emotions in terms of sadness. Regardless, because there is a difference in the amount of stress experienced, yes, truly, there needs to be a difference in the way you cope with that stress as well. Men are, due to patriarchy, by the way, first of all, let's just say that the patriarchy is screwing with all of us. And due to that, they have pressure to make ends meet at home. They are the breadwinners, kuch nahi hua, bachche ka fees nahi aaya, it's their fault. Like, or at least they are the ones who are
accountable,
attacked the most for financial difficulties and stuff.
There's one basic difference between men and women is women are multitaskers and men mostly can have one project in hand and they finish it. Most. I'm not talking about all in general, but most men have one goal at a time thing. So when they are at work, they're completely at work, they're completely absorbed in it. Compared to women who are also in the back of their mind thinking about maid ne chutti liya ki nahi, bacche ne kya khana khaya, they're multitaskers. That also depends on how they are handling their stress.
There was an experiment conducted, I think it was by Oxford, where they had left scissors and paper. And they were asked questions while they were cutting. And most of the ladies could answer the question and still cut on a straight line. Every time the male was cutting, he would be like, wait. And then, so that just weighing in on the ability to focus on only one thing at a time.
Absolutely.
Is that biological or conditioned?
The brains are wired differently. I would not like to comment on that.
To cope with stress, 5 things: delay, distract, deep breathe, drink water, and discuss. All 5 of these work and they're excellent techniques. You can find different ways that work for you as a distraction, that work for you as discussion, that work for you as dealing your stressor. But all of these need to be implemented. You might need some help implementing these things. You can take the help of a therapist, a friend, but implementing these are very, very important.
So if you're having a stressful work environment, these are the best techniques to work with on a stressful day at your workplace. Smell the roses and blow out the candles. It is taking a deep breath in. It is difficult, then you need to imagine that there are 70 candles on your cake and then you blow them out. You go, really inhale for maybe a count of 5 and exhale for a count of 10. That usually helps. Another technique is to break your breathing, whether it is in inhaling or exhaling, whatever works for you. So it is either or as many times as you need it. That works very, very well. It changes the way stress is being perceived by the body and really helps you calm down by cutting onto the anxiety that is produced with the infusion of oxygen into the body. Watch this podcast on our YouTube channel, Interact with Health. Please like, share and subscribe, and also do share this one to increase awareness about mental health.